Status Podcast.
Zay, we talking about social media today, man. Talk a little bit about what you do for Legacy Ave, man. You and the branding that you do. How does social media help you out?
Um, well, social media for me, to me, and for me is obviously an outlet, bro. In terms of marketing, branding, you know what I'm saying, personal branding and company branding for Legacy. But LA Legacy Ave, bro. When it comes to social media, it's just a tool. Obviously, you know what I mean. You can remotely be anywhere in America or the world, working on your brand. And social media is just like a way for self-expression. There's so many ways that it can be used, but I think the main thing for social media is what it is. You know what I mean? Pictures, videos, information, stuff that people need, data, updates, and like I keep saying, info. That's just it right there. So when it comes to Legacy Avenue, though, I don't want to get too deep into detail for the next few months and the next year of what I want to do with social media. But man, there's a lot that goes into it. That's why with sports, like we're talking about, you know what I mean, it's important for the strategy. Before you post, you have to think. Just like when you talk, it's the same thing. It's talking essentially. You know what I mean? It's social media is talking, it's communication with the rest of the world, the rest of your peers, whatever. So I feel like social media is just you. It's like almost a biological. And I say this phrase a lot. I heard Elon Musk use it like 2 years ago. It's called a biological extension, like almost of the human anatomy. You know what I mean? It's like that's your cell phone is almost dang near connected to your hand. So
Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Status Podcast, where Dana, Ty, and Zay encourage student athletes to take action to universally succeed. The Status Podcast is designed to achieve encompassment of the student athlete and their journeys while navigating multiple avenues. Our goal is to discuss, analyze, and create powerful ways that our student athletes can benefit from using their platform to grow holistically. The Status Podcast will feature topics that can open the eyes of student athletes to endless possibilities in sports and beyond. We, as former student athletes, are passionate about the student athlete experience and using our personal testimonies to repurpose the journey of the life, sports, and education. We plan to capitalize on opportunities to speak on topics regarding the wellness of student athletes, both physically and mentally. We will use our voices to empower and supply the world's athletes with tools to be successful during and after their student athlete experience. Be sure to follow our Instagram at status412_. Most business-minded people use social media as, like you said, a tool. You know, they use it as a tool. They use it as an item that they can brand themselves, or they can brand their business or whatever they're doing. And you, just like you said, a lot of student athletes, well, people, everyone, everywhere, is connected to their hand, right? The phone is connected to their hand. So browsing social media is like a daily routine now for people. It's not
true.
even something that you consciously think about doing. You just subconsciously pick up your phone and start browsing through social media. Like it's just part of who you are now. And like you said, social media is a direct reflection of you, right? A lot of
True.
people get on social media, they're like, oh, don't take that too serious. It's just Facebook or it's just Instagram. Like, no, this is a representation of who you are. Like,
That's deep. That's deep. I'm saying that because
most people don't look at it that way.
I'm sorry,
And
bro.
I think social media became like the forefront of this generation. I think everything is social media push, from athletics to business to anything. You can see anything on social media now,
Anything.
and for good and bad.
Yep.
So social media works in a favor if you use it the proper way, but it also can hurt you more ways than one.
Oh yeah.
And I think
100%.
when we're talking about athletes, they have probably some of the biggest targets on their back. So you think about, for example, when LeBron tweeted when he tweeted up about the young girl getting killed in Columbus, Ohio. Before seeing the actual footage of what occurred, he was quick, calling for him, and then got backlash for jumping the gun just through social media. You know what I mean? So no matter who you are, you got to watch what you say, what you do on social media, and what you were saying, Ty. A lot of people say it's social media, it's Facebook. Don't take it to the heart, this and that. But you're absolutely right. If you say something on there, 9 times out of 10, that's what you mean. That's what you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there'll be times where I know Ty, you wish sometimes, because I'm the same way. Sometimes I wish I was a social media person and express my feelings on a Facebook or whatever the case may be. But I just don't. Me personally, I don't see myself like that because I know if I'm saying it, I mean it.
That's what
you know what I mean.
Exactly.
So that's where we're at with that.
And social media is a thing where you can go use it as an outlet, and then if you get backlash, like, oh, it's just social media, don't take it serious. Like, that's just an excuse to cover up, the things that you said. But as a student athlete, you don't get the luxury of having that excuse. You know what I mean? Once you say it, and it's marked on you, for the rest of your life, pretty much.
And it could be something simple as taking a picture, and I'm giving you my middle finger in a picture. It's just something simple, or throwing up wherever hood I'm from, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. Something that simple could turn a scout away, saying, that's not a guy I want to bring around my program.
Scholarships are getting pulled.
NFL or college or high school, even high school.
Yeah, scholarships are getting pulled, boy. You go on social media and you do something that, is a bad representation of you, your family, or the institution that you're at, the high school you're at, the professional program that you're at. Those opportunities are getting pulled from you. So the power of social media, when we talk about, the negative impact that it can have, student athletes have to be careful about, what they do, what they say on social media.
And I think one thing that a lot of student athletes get confused by having like a close friends or a private page, whatever the case may be. If it's on the internet, it can be seen. As fast as it takes me, hey, Tamir, let me borrow your phone.
Yep.
I record. There we go. We got it. Now I got it. Now whoever else got it. So if it's out there, it's out there. Close friends, private, doesn't mean nothing.
Nope.
So I think that's where a lot of younger student athletes are getting confused that, I just posted it in my close friends. My page is private.
Mm-hmm. How do you filter through that though, bro?
Or screen record that and
what do you? If you're a senior in high school, being recruited, even a freshman in college, how do you filter through what you post? How do you decide before you post?
How you decide? If you got to think about it, don't post it.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
If you got to think like, should I post this? I'm not gonna post it.
Yeah, listen, because I'm thinking of y'all got me thinking about that. When we say negative, there's so many subjective. It can be, or it's so many ways to use it subjectively, I should say, because we all look at things differently as negative and positive. Some people may see money hungry as negative. Some people may see.
If you're a student athlete, and
I'm not talking about student athletes saying they're money hungry at all.
No. I know. I'm not accusing you of saying that. But I'm saying, like, if you're a student athlete and you have to feel like you need to hide what you're posting because you don't want someone to see it, don't post it. Like, if you're worried about a scout seeing what you posted on social media, don't post it. If you're another thing, don't post with emotion. A lot of people get on social media whenever they're frustrated. They're frustrated, they're upset, and they post something crazy, and now it's out there for the world to see. If you're upset, wait till you calm down, and then find the time to reflect on what happened, and then go ahead and post. But don't post with emotion on social media.
I know, you're absolutely. Even little things like, all right, I'm gonna send you a direct message of a video of me hitting a blunt or doing something I'm not supposed to be doing. That's still out there on the internet. Mm-hmm. Just because you're sending it to your boy, to your homegirl, whatever the case may be.
You can't even do that as a businessman.
What you say?
I said you can barely even do that as a businessman or businesswoman or young professional anymore because somebody from your job may be like, oh, I seen such and such. You know what I'm saying? That's farther than even student athletes. But guys, listen, this is what I'm thinking of because like when I say that the subjective term, I want y'all to think about this. Think about the scale of people who from positive to negative. From say you said LeBron, positive and negative, people say with the cop, to Colin Kaepernick on the bottom of that. All right. And people say that some people say what he posted was negative. But what I'm saying is that self-expression, bro, can sometimes get people in trouble. Politics, bringing it into sports, bringing politics into social media, where not just saying social, but where say your page is, say you barely post about, say you're just an athlete in general. I don't even want to say what you post about. If you get into politics, it's so you got to understand what comes with that. You know what I mean?
But I think where the two people you named got something different because they're set to where they're at. Now we're talking about student athletes. They got everything to lose. They didn't even reach that point yet.
Right.
So they definitely more of a microscope on them, magnifying what they post, what they're able to post.
That's true.
To me, whenever you talk about large issues like that, I think student athletes should go ahead and pull the trigger if they feel strongly about a certain topic.
Would you, bro? If you're still a student athlete?
If there was a topic that I felt strongly about, then maybe, right? But if you feel that strong about a certain subject and you feel that you need to speak about it, I think you should pull the trigger. But I think you should lay out exactly what you're gonna say and edit what you're gonna say and revise it and think about how you're gonna put it. But if you really feel strongly about a topic, I think you should go ahead and address it because a lot of crazy things are happening in this world, man, and people are turning the shoulder. But if you feel strongly about it, like Lamont did,
right, I was thinking that.
He went down and he said what he had to say about the issues that were going on, and I think he went about it the right way.
Everybody being out here right now, but 300-400 years later, and we're still trying to fix this. Still, imagine running a race and being held back 400 yards. How are you supposed to win? How? So what I want to do today, I got a few minutes. I just want to give you guys a background of everything that's happening, a background of where it all comes from. The top 5 problems in the black community right now. Number 1 is mass incarceration. There are black African American males committing the same crime as white males and getting sentenced to more time. It's facts. It's proof. Look it up. Research. Number 2, miseducation. I know kids who don't even like history because they're not taught nothing about their people that's worthwhile. At all. They're taught about slavery. They're taught about the hard times.
I think he's happy with himself inside.
Yeah, he didn't go on social media and say, "Oh, these white cops are racist and they need to do X, Y, and Z." And he was well-spoken about it and he got his point across without diminishing anyone else.
And he protested in the summer and in the spring, and he's not just talking. You know what I'm saying? He's actually proactive. So that's commendable. You know what I mean? No lie.
But in the same sense,
you gotta be careful.
if you're gonna go that route, you got to be careful the way you word it because that can destroy your life.
Mm-hmm. They can. We say Kaepernick. He hasn't played since.
Yep.
Since the whole.
It's all about how you present it. I mean, we can sit here and say the Kaepernick thing. I'm
still upset personally about it.
I mean, that's a whole dynamic. You know what I mean? But like speaking in social media, period, as a student athlete, it's either your worst enemy or your best friend. Yeah. I mean, when I say your best friend, to whereas imagine us in the time we played having that social media outlet. Well, we had MySpace that wasn't doing nothing. That
we
didn't
have a social media presence.
Right.
We didn't have really much guidance.
Remember, you can attest to you all can attest to this that we put our highlights tapes together on DVDs, had to start and do that. Now they got their game film right there, right after the game, uploaded on Huddle. You pick your plays. This is why That could be your best friend if you utilize it right. Easy.
Click of a button.
Click of a button. Now, in the same sense, where it being being your best friend, it can also be your worst enemy. To where a child, a student athlete, they don't have the sense of what's a good play, great play, average play, and they're putting those on their highlight tape, and they're being naive and thinking, "Oh, I made the play." But what about your steps? How did you make that? They don't see none of that. They just see like, I made the play 7 yards on the field. Oh, I got the tackle though. My name was set.
No, you're right. You're right.
That's a good one, DB. You know, if I'm a student athlete right now, bro, I'm a film junkie. Period. Point blank. All day. You have to be. If I'm a student athlete, and when it comes to social media, even in terms of that social media, I'm my own film junkie, and I'm deciphering what are my best plays, and I'm blasting them so every college coach in the country can see them.
Think about all the kids. I don't want to say kids. All the guys we played with that should have went or could have went to a Division I level or whatnot.
You think about
imagine having that social media platform back then, to where, like, even our high school, we produced a lot of Division I athletes. Did this, did that. It would have been magnified times two. Like, it would have been crazy. We were satisfied with having 2 to 3 guys go big or whatever the case may be. It should have been in our year. It should have been at least 8 solid guys that could have played at D1 AA and up.
Yeah. We're talking about just our school, bro. We're not talking about the whole whip.
That's what I'm saying. So I think if used right, that's social media. That's your ticket to free education, to a possible, play beyond college, or even just a better life.
And it's funny you say that, because they have everything at the palm of their hands, where they can send scouts to their tape by a click of a finger, click of a button, but it also send them to their social media accounts with a click of a button. And if they're browsing a highlight tape, you're like, oh, this is guys, out here making plays. He's on your Facebook 2 seconds later, and he got you throwing up gang signs or complaining about your coaches or retweeting stuff that people say about your program. If you retweet it, you own it. Absolutely. That's on your account.
You agree with that? That's how you feel.
Your thoughts. Yep.
Wow.
You retweet it, you favorite it, you own it. So if you go on social media and you are seeing, negative things about the coach, negative things about the football program, those are all things that are hurting your personal brand. So you got to be careful about what you're saying, what you're retweeting, what you're agreeing with, what you're commenting on, because you never know how deep people are searching for, information about you.
Even your own coaches, though. Like, you get on social media and bash, oh, Coach so-and-so is this or that, or somebody say, Tamir, you should have got more carries. Them coaches don't know what they're doing. And you get in the comment section, you're like, man, I agree, they weak, blah, blah, blah. Yep. They ain't going to see that. Yep. Like
listen,
private is not private. I don't care if their page is somebody's going to screenshot it. Somebody's going to send it to someone. They're going to send it to this person, no matter what.
What did y'all think about, so with that being said, because y'all are making me think of fans who are the problem on social media. Maybe it's not the players. Maybe it's the people.
But fans are gonna voice their opinion at any level.
Be fans.
And this,
what you say, DB?
Fans are gonna be fans. They're gonna post.
Feeding into the fans.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting.
I'm sorry.
So they're gonna post their opinion at any level, right? If you look, at the professional level, KD feeds into it all the time. But he's KD. There ain't nothing you can say about it, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
You look at the high school level, you have to control yourself. You have to control your emotions enough to not feed into what the fans are saying. Because they can talk all day sitting on the couch. But you have to be the one to go look at your coach in the eye. You got to be the one to perform on the field. And you got to be the one to
listen to us.
And you got to be the one to stand behind. You got to be the one to stand behind what you say on social media. The fans don't have to stand behind it.
Right.
And I think we'll get lost a lot with feeding to the fans. As a player, you need to learn how to self-reflect. All right, if something didn't go your way that game, or something's not going away. Let's get to the root of the issue. What's the problem? Because it's at the end of the day, you as a player got to play. It's as a coach, you're trusted to put them in the right position, but at the end of the day, you're the one strapping up. You're the one got to make the hoops. You're the one got to make the tackles, whatever the case may be. So what's the root of the issue? You got to learn how to self-reflect and not buy into mom and dad or John Doe fan and just telling you you're this, you're that. And self-reflect and all right, I missed this tackle. I missed that tackle. I missed this read. I missed that read. I missed this shot. I missed that shot.
Social media
just get better.
Social media puts kids on an emotional roller coaster, boy.
Bro, and Ty, we gotta recognize that is not always healthy either, because bro, that really can take away from confidence of a player, bro. And I think that is so effective because it's not just whenever a fan or even a parent or a teammate or a coach is saying, I don't get no blocking. You know what I'm saying? It takes away like, well, what am I doing wrong? Especially when you really believe in a guy. You know what I'm saying? And when you're like blocking for him, you're like, and the guy's like, I'm not getting no blocking. You're like, what am I doing wrong?
You sound like you've been through that before.
I have. Listen. You gotta get better though. You just gotta get better. It's just it. You just gotta get better. You know what I'm saying? You gotta work harder and you gotta get better, and that's it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is though, but listen, I'm my fault. I don't want to go off the end on that. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to confidence, when it comes to the fans, seriously though, because you have to ignore people and control yourself, like Ty said. Sometimes you just gotta not go on social media at all. In the morning when you wake up, don't look at your phone. At least if you do, you want to text people back. Do not get on social media. Don't start your day off looking at social media and comparing yourself.
Start your day off on an emotional roller coaster.
Well, yeah. No, none of that. Remember, me and you have talked about that a few times, Ty. Just about that emotional roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? And it's it's not right. It's not even right. It's not right. Just comparison and all that. Just people just worrying about what they don't have. You know what I'm saying? Or where you want to get to and not being patient. One day at a time. That's it.
Social media is a powerful thing, man, that can do good or bad to the mind of especially of a student athlete. But let's shift the energy to something positive, man. The things that people are doing, statements that people are making, shedding light on, issues in the world that things are happening because
endorsement deals.
Because these student athletes are getting on social media talking about these issues.
Right. No, I think that's one thing that's forgotten about, within the social media world, the positive stuff. You know what I mean? And he's a guest on our show previously, Lamont. I keep up with him on social media a lot. He's a real, he gives you great details about what's going on in the world, especially things involving like COVID, things of that sort. And I see a lot of student athletes that's been speaking out about the Israel
and Palestine,
shooting, the war going on over there. So I think there are quite a few student athletes who use their platform to shed light on, crisis we have in this world. So we can't just take away, all the good things.
Yeah, there's a ton of good that comes from student athletes using that platform. And I don't want to say it's like they're using it to call people out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if something's
not
cancel
right, culture.
If something's not right, like student athletes are getting on Twitter, or getting on Instagram, or getting on Facebook, and they're pointing it out. Like if you look at the running back from Oklahoma State, Hubbard, with his coach is the most winningest coach in Oklahoma State history. He was the quarterback for Barry Sanders there. He's like loved in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Gundy, yeah, he's loved in Oklahoma, and he wore a shirt supporting a news station that's insensitive to social injustice. And the running back was like, listen, if something is not fixed, I'm done. I'm not walking in this facility. You guys will not have me in the backfield, and something needs to happen. And the next day, Gundy made a statement about how wrong he was and how much he's going to do to, improve the insensitivity surrounding social injustice. So there's a lot of things like action being taken from student athletes on social media.
And you look at Coach, I think it's McDermott from Creighton. He had some. There was something going on, and he lost a recruit, I believe, because of some insensitivity things he was saying within the team locker room that leaked out or whatnot. And I believe a high school kid, he tweeted out, he's decommitting from Creighton. So you're right. They're speaking out more and more each day, and they're not scared.
They're not scared. That's the thing. Like you think about this, social media has been around for over a decade now. Social media has been around for over a decade. Athletes have been around forever. But now we're combining the two, social media and athletes, into something that is becoming super powerful. And like transformative in the world, man. Not only within their institutional boundaries. You look at the kid from Mississippi State, the running back there. He said he made a statement about the flag because there was like a Confederate flag that was represented in the state flag of Mississippi, and his words, his actions got the state flag at Mississippi changed. That not like the school state, but the state flag.
The state flag.
Because of his words on social media. So it's a powerful platform, boy.
It is.
It's a powerful platform.
But for sure. But just to follow what I said, I just seen Coach, he said that because he got suspended from Creighton for using what they call deplorable language. It was racially insensitive when addressing players during like weekly meetings or whatnot. And then I recall a recruit basically what you say, cancel. That's what they call it now. Like, canceled on decommitted and pulled his commitment. So like you said,
powerful, boy.
And just that one tweet. Now imagine that one tweet and him saying like, no, I'm decommitting from Creighton X, Y, and Z. And what the next student athlete sees that. So when I go to Creighton, so now it's just a domino effect.
Then the coach is gone.
So it's a domino effect. So now how do you become how are you a successful program now?
It's just powerful.
Student athletes are making real change, boy.
Bro, there's so many. I'm thinking in my head while you guys are talking too, and I'm listening to everything you're saying, but I'm just like, it's so amazing to me that there's so many ways to utilize it beyond saying like you said about like getting the state flag changed. There's so many different ways to get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's wild, man.
And that leads into the next topic, man. There's the hot subject, man. You talk about using social media as enhancing your personal brand. Name, image, and likeness is going to be a hot thing for social media. You talk about these student athletes, they got hundreds of thousands of followers, and whenever you talk about branding and you talk about endorsements, you talk about companies coming to these student athletes to promote their business. There's going to be a lot of money being made, through social media.
Right.
I was reading about the Open Doors platform that it's a guy who owns this company and he works with like over 10,000 athletes to help them brand themselves on social media for endorsements.
Yes.
He was doing a breakdown of college athletes, and he was talking about how the freshman point guard at UConn, Paige Beckers, she's like at the top of the list of what she can make from social media. He's talking about like $20,000 a post, up to $700,000 that she can be profiting from on social media. He's talking about Trevor Lawrence in that same boat, and we're talking about college students.
Right.
So thinking about the power of social media and the way that they can use it for branding themselves and using it to, promote these companies. it's going to be a big money grab for these student athletes.
Now, let me ask you this: going on using social media, do you think it becomes friction when a coach tell you to stay off social media, but social media is how you make your money?
Yeah, it's definitely going to become friction, but I don't know how many coaches are doing that nowadays because of how hot social media is. Like, social media is like a way of life now. Most coaches are encouraging social media right now because it's how they get the recruits. You know, recruits are on social media and recruits are making decisions off of things that they
But I'm
see.
saying, so they might not prevent you from being on there, but from tweeting. Like, you know what I mean, during the season or whatever the case may be. But now every tweet I post or whatnot, I'm generating $5,000.
Bro, I think times are changing, bro. I don't think coaches are doing that anymore. I think being on social media in college athletics is being encouraged because it's such a huge platform that, you know, everyone is using.
Right.
What do y'all think? Go ahead, Ty.
I'm saying, like, I know whenever we were in school, our coaches used to try to tell us, hey, don't tweet during the season, don't be on social media during the season because it's a distraction, da-da-da-da-da. That's not happening no more.
They didn't know.
Everybody wants you to be on social media now because it's free promotion for the school.
It's crazy. You know, I was going to just add this just about the whole distraction thing and about this social media being accepted now. That man, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? It's a thing. It's a thing, bro. It's a thing. Like, you know what I mean?
It's life now. There's twins at Fresno State right now who have like 2.7 million followers on TikTok. They do like dances in the locker room and things like that. And you know, this
Juju.
This
I'm just joking, but for real.
The guy who does that platform, he said they could be one of the highest paid student athletes in the country because of the things that they're able to do on social media. Nobody knows these girls. They don't even play at Fresno State.
Wow. You remember Dakota and Dylan Gonzalez?
Yeah, they would have killed this name, image, and likeness if they were still student athletes.
Bro, they Drake. Come on, bro. Drake.
They would have been millionaires. In college, they would have been millionaires.
Oh, for sure. Remember, did you hear that like Drizzy and like part of OVO would buy out like the first row of the UNLV games, and they would barely get in, like you said, like the Fresno State chicks or twins. I'm sorry.
Imagine how that kid Mikey Williams is going to be when he gets to college. He might walk in as a freshman a millionaire.
Wow. Yeah. There's a lot of kids like that.
What's the rush to go to the league?
Yeah, exactly. I might as well stay here. I might as well stay here all 4 years, win a few national championships, get my degree.
I like that a lot. I like that.
Go ahead.
I like the sound of that, man. I like the sound of that. I hope NCAA promotes it just like that. Stay here 4 years, win a couple national championships, get your degree, make some cash. Come on, man. Let's hang out. Enjoy the college experience. You know what I'm saying? For real. Yeah. That'll be dope. And we can see a lot of competition up in every sport, I think. And then I don't know. You know what I mean? It'll be a lot. It's crazy. It's just, I don't know. It's a lot to it.
It's a lot. It's good for these student athletes too. And think about the student athletes who are playing sports or doing things that don't translate into being a professional athlete. Like the gymnast at LSU, who she has like 60 million followers over all of her platforms or something crazy like that. And she made a statement that, I don't have the opportunity to be a professional athlete once I graduate college. But if I can get paid through what I'm doing on social media, through this name, image, and likeness, that's something that can set me up. You know, the way that NBA players are set up or the way that NFL players are set up, because she's able to use that power of social media to, generate a ton of money right now for herself.
And I think that makes it a fair playing field for, every sport out of institution. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So think about, like you said, gymnasts who don't have the opportunity to go to like an NBA, the NFL, whatnot. You know what I mean? Think about like field hockey. You know what I mean? Things like that.
At what point do sports and like life, like at what point are they separate? But right now, it seems like they're one and the same. I ain't gonna lie. With every sport is taking on politics. Every sport is taking on social media. And I'm thinking to myself, at what point are sports one and or not one and the same with regular everyday life, bro? Because like she said about gymnastics, about football, basketball, we're talking about how coaches are gonna delegate and regulate the way their players tweet and post on Instagram and Facebook and stuff because it has to be overlooked and supervised, right? At what point do you just live your life and just like you say, everything is meant, you mean what you say, but I'm thinking like for that chick right there, I keep saying it, for the young lady who's involved in gymnastics. What school did you say she was at? LSU. So you know what I mean. At what point does the NCAA, whoever's in charge, the board, and the government, and these states who are regulating, at what point they just let the student athletes and the youngsters and the kids just go and be free? You know what I mean? Like you said,
student athletes have been under a microscope for a long time. This is magnified
crazy,
now
man.
with social media.
You're right. I don't think a lot of the things that are happening now would be happening if it wasn't for social media.
They make it seem like people are only athletes. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to get too deep into that because it's a big a black hole almost, like of making it seem like student athletes and athletes in general are only athletes. You get what I'm saying? Like you can't tweet this because you're an athlete, but I'm a person.
Yeah, I think about that on the other end of the spectrum. I think that social media is allowing athletes to show that they're more than an athlete now.
Right.
That's true.
They're able to speak on these topics, intelligently, and they're able to think beyond sports, and they're able to put out content and put out things about themselves that show, what they're capable of beyond the playing field. So,
I think that's what this is all about right here. This is what this is about, bro. This is what this is about, man. This social media thing is about that the other side of the student athlete.
Oh, absolutely. Because think about without social media, we know honestly, and I'm quoted for doing it. Facebook is my news. Like,
Right.
I find out what's going on in the world or around in the neighborhood, whatever the case may be. Let me look on Facebook real quick. I know somebody talking about it. Yeah. Or Instagram. Let me check like ESPN, Shade Room, Baller Alert, Academics, whatever. That's how I find out what's going on in the world. So, because I don't watch the news, I barely watch TV. So
you don't even need a TV anymore.
No, you don't. Everything, like you said, everything you need is in the palm of your hand right here, and that's that. That's it.
TV behind you. It's off 24/7.
It ain't even on.
It used to always be on, probably.
I don't even know the last time I turned that TV on.
That's crazy.
Last time I probably slept with a TV on was at Ty's house. We had to sleep with the sleeper on, or we gonna talk about the TV.
Yeah, I was just telling Johnson that, boy, if we ain't put the timer on, my mom get pissed.
Boy, I'd be like this, and I used to hate falling asleep last. I'm like, man, this thing about to shut off.
What time?
I think I left it on one time, bro. And you got blamed for it.
Man, I don't know, but if she woke up and we was sleeping, that TV was on, boy, she was ready to hell.
That's the last time I probably slept with the TV on.
That's how I'm gonna be.
Night.
That's how I'm gonna be.
But yeah, I think we're moving into a time where, what we find out is long gone from the TV. It's right there, like you said, the palm of our hand. We got TV on our phones. Any information you need, you could check one of the social media sites, whatever the case may be. So I think if used properly, social media is, the sky's the limit for you as a student athlete, especially you using your social media platform, because someone's listening. All you need is someone. You know what I mean? So that's someone listening. They tell someone else. Now it's a following. That's why it's called followers. So and now it just comes together. You know what I mean? So now you're following what I do. So
Right.
Now you better be careful because I'm
now
following
you got to be careful.
Wow.
Now you got to back. You might have little 7-year-old, because there's 7-year-olds out here with social media.
It's
You know what I mean?
inevitable.
So you might have 11-year-old, 10-year-old, whatever, little Johnny following you, and you posting a picture. You go back home on break. You with your boys. They smoking a blunt, and you chilling. That's still not a good look.
No.
It's not a good look for the people following you, and it's not a good look for your institution. Your institution's gonna look at that like this is not a good representation of our school, and we're gonna suspend you. We're gonna investigate it, and you're probably gonna get kicked out.
And you probably got the hoodie on that you had that says your school too.
Yeah. Yeah. Got a big hook'em Longhorn on your jacket.
You said.
And you in your hoop shorts and flip flops, we know it's you.
Yeah. Hoop shorts and flip flops. It wasn't me, Coach.
There's good and bad to it, like we said. It's all how you utilize it.
So how you use. I can't even talk today, boy. It's all how you utilize it.
Utilize it.
It's all how you utilize it, man. I think a lot. I think more good than bad has been coming out of social media. At least the last three or 4 years, man. A lot of people have been making some real change with social media. It's been a powerful tool, a powerful platform. Student athletes are feeling encouraged to speak up. They're feeling like their voice matters. Social media is allowing, student athletes to be heard and seen as more than an athlete. So, like I said, I think social media has been going in the right direction in terms of, making change in the world, and student athletes are taking advantage of it.
I agree 100%. If I have anything to add, it's, when you're on that social media, be smart. If you got to think about it, don't tweet it, don't post it. So if you're second guessing it, don't even put it to where somebody's gonna see it. If you think it's private, it's not. Like somebody's easily recorded, screenshot it.
It's actually saved forever, technically.
If it's on the internet, it's going to be seen, regardless if it's a comment, a post, a picture, a message, whatever the case may be. If it's on the internet, it's worldwide.
It's there.
That's what www stands for. So be careful, be smart.
And can I add something, guys, just about that to any student athlete, every level, high school, you know what I mean? You could be in 8th grade, about to go to 9th, in college, everything. Think about where you're trying to get to, and every tweet, every post is leading up to that destination. You know what I mean? Like it's really a journey. If you look at somebody's profile from the beginning of the profile, from their first post to their most recent, you could literally see most of the time their journey. You know what I mean? Unless some people delete it and refresh it, clean their profiles up, but you can literally see their journey, man. And you can tell the way that they had to carry themselves to get to success. You know what I'm saying? You can tell that, okay, I like you said, you talk about endorsement deals. People getting endorsement deals, they're never involved with not too much controversy, if any at all. They're never on ESPN saying that they made a derogatory slur or any remarks or any videos, like you said, getting caught smoking blunts, because they know how much they have to lose. It's not just endorsement deals.
And if that does come up, that endorsement gets pulled ASAP.
You're in the game that we all love and respect, whether it's basketball, football, tennis, soccer, anything. You know what I mean? That's what's most important than anything to the athletes. You know what I mean? Student athletes. Because that, you know what I mean? I'm saying, first of all, obviously we know academics first, but I'm saying when you think about the craft and how hard you work to get to college, you know what I mean? To be able to play as a high school athlete every Friday, every Saturday, you know what I mean? Whatever day, basketball, football, anything, you gotta remember that if you're risking your craft and what you do, you know what I mean? You gotta just remember when you're posting not to risk it. You know what I mean? That's it. You can't risk it. If you got, like DB said, like Ty said, if you got to think about it, don't post it. It's a risk. You know what I mean? You're invested in this. You're invested in yourself. You're invested in your craft. You're invested in your school. They're invested in you. Your teammates are invested in you. There's so many things to think about. You know what I mean? And to get to those that success, because it's going to affect everybody.
No doubt. But I think it was a good conversation, man. Drop the comments in the comment section. Let us know what you think about the power of social media, good or bad. Make sure that you go ahead and hit that follow button on Instagram, status412_. We appreciate y'all. Hit that follow button right there.
My boy.
We appreciate everything y'all do, man.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all soon.
Hey.
Subscribe.
ASAP.